I fell in love with a show last year called Friday Night Lights after avoiding it like the plague for years. I'm very stubborn and I don't like football, but it turns out I was wrong because the show's not about football. It's about liberalism. And then it's about leftism, but mostly it's about America. It's about a guy who's a football coach at a high school and his wife. She's a guidance counselor. They are pillars of the community. They are those two people who the entire community rallies around, but also comes to with its problems. They're that couple. Also, they live in a predominantly white, seemingly fairly affluent town in Texas and are cisgender, heterosexual, white, and Christian. What we find during the first few seasons is that the coach and his wife spend a lot of time helping people who come from marginalized communities to navigate systems that are broken, like the Black kid who has a lot of barriers to being able to go on to a college career, or the white athlete who is injured on the field and is now a wheelchair user and must determine a new pathway for his life because football is no longer an option. They use their privilege, they use their access, they use their networks. That's what we in marginalized communities have been asking of white America, but also of straight America, of Christian America. Use your privilege, use your influence to be able to help other people to navigate these paths. In the final season of the show, we switch from liberalism to leftism because suddenly the coach and his wife are working at a school that we didn't know existed until the final season, but the other side of town. Apparently there was another high school all along, and it's Black, and it's underfunded, and it's struggling. I'm sorry, Black and brown. Mostly Black it seems, but Black and brown. Coach and his wife then start to do what unfortunately white folks do in those situations, which is coming in, thinking that they know better, trying to put things in place the way they did it where they were last without understanding that not everything translates and that it's better to do more listening than talking, asking more questions than making statements. But they do get there. And where they get to with that is that there's a broken system and it needs to be repaired, and that they have the power to help that repair to take place. More power than even the principal of the school might have, because that principal still has brown skin. I like where the show went during that last season and its example of what happens once you are no longer in your comfort zone and suddenly in a position where you are now in our world. When systems need to be dismantled, can we rely on you? Not just to help us to navigate them, but to dismantle them. And by the way, dismantling broken systems and rebuilding new inclusionary systems. That's what we do at Melanie Hood Wilson and Associates. Check us out, Melanie Hood-Wilson and Associates.com.